Ode to the Poets, Bards of Passion and of Mirth, by John Keats, 1795 to 1821. Bards of passion and of mirth, ye have left your souls on earth. Have ye souls in heaven too, double-lived in regions new? Yes, and those of heaven commune with the spheres of sun and moon, with the noise of fountains wondrous, and the parle of voices thund'rous, with the whisper of heaven's trees, and one another in soft ease, seated on Elysian lawns, browsed by none but Dian's fawns. Underneath large bluebells tented, where the daisies are rose-scented, and the rose herself has got perfume which on earth is not, where the nightingale doth sing, not a senseless trancèd thing, but divine melodious truth, philosophic numbers smooth, tales and golden histories of heaven and its mysteries. Thus ye live on high, and then on the earth ye live again, and the souls ye left behind you teach us here the way to find you, where your other souls are joying, never slumbered, never cloying. Here your earth-born souls still speak to mortals of their little week, of their sorrows and delights, of their passions and their spites, of their glory and their shame, what doth strengthen and what maim. Thus ye teach us every day wisdom, though fled far away. Bards of passion and of mirth, ye have left your souls on earth. Ye have souls in heaven too, double-lived in regions new. Okay, this is a poem by John Keats. Let's see, John Keats came from London. He was one of the great second-generation romantic poets, together with Byron and Shelley. Unfortunately, he died at the age of 25. He wasn't very famous while he was alive, and many of his poems weren't published till 15 or 20 years after his death. He became more and more famous after his death. He studied to be a doctor, but sadly his life was cut short. So what's this poem about? Well, Ode to the Poets, this is the other name of it, or Bards of Passion and of Mirth. Well, Bards of Passion and of Mirth, this is about Beaumont and Fletcher. Let's see, Beaumont and Fletcher were two 17th century playwrights. They took over at the Globe Theatre as Shakespeare's successors. Well, Fletcher actually was the successor, but he worked with Beaumont, and this poem is dedicated to them. Now, what's the poem about? Well, it's about the fact that the stories of the bards, the stories of Homer, or the poets, or the storytellers, is something that lives forever. That poets and storytellers and bards, they live after they die. So they die and their souls go to heaven, because of the wonderful job they do. But on earth their stories still remain, and their stories and their writings are something that can guide people on earth. And in this way the bard has two souls, the one that continues on earth, the one that is ever living due to the valuable content of what this person has written, and the other soul which has gone to heaven and is living in the Elysian fields. So, bards of passion and of mirth, ye have left your souls on earth. So, bards, yeah, well, Fletcher and Beaumont, but all bards, Shakespeare, all of you, you've left your souls on earth. You've left behind a legacy. Now, Shakespeare talked about this a lot in his sonnets, the idea of leaving the beauty of the fair youth in perpetuity on earth. And this is the same idea, is leaving their essence still on earth. Have ye souls in heaven too, double-lived in regions new? So he's asking, do you have a soul in heaven as well? And you live two lives, one life on earth through your stories and one life in heaven with God or with the gods. Yes. So that's the answer. He's answered the question directly. And those of heaven commune with the spheres of sun and moon. So your souls are communing, they're spending time with the sun and the moon. So your soul, here he's becoming metaphysical, that your souls are with the sun and the moon, with the noise of fountains wondrous. So your souls are with the noise of the heavenly fountains, and the parle of voices thund'rous. So parle is the speaking, and there are thunderous voices, incredibly loud voices, with the whisper of heaven's trees, and one another in soft ease, seated on Elysian's lawns, browsed by none but Dian's fawns. So you're in heaven, and there are these wondrous fountains and these loud thunderous voices, but also you can hear the whisper of the trees in heaven, and you can also hear each other. You can talk to each other, and all of you are sitting on the lawns of the Elysian fields. The Elysian fields are where the Greeks believed that heroes and wise people and special people went, that they avoided the cycle of birth and death, that the really special people were sent to the Elysian fields, and this was a beautiful place where they continued with the pleasures that they had had on earth. So the bards, the poets, are sitting on the lawns of the Elysian fields, browsed by none but Dian's fawns. So Dian is the goddess Diana, and a fawn is a deer. So the deer of Diana are gently eat the lawns of the Elysian fields. So Diana was the normally she's looked at as the goddess of the hunter, and these are her fawns, her deer. Underneath large bluebells tented. So you live in a place where there are enormous bluebells, and you can sit underneath these bluebells, where daisies are rose scented, and the daisies smell like roses. And the rose herself has got perfume, which on earth is not. So on earth the rose has a beautiful smell, but in the Elysian fields, the rose, or in heaven, the rose has an even more beautiful smell, an even more special smell, that is something that it doesn't have on earth. Where the nightingale doth sing, not a senseless trancèd thing, but divine melodious truth. And in heaven the nightingales sing, but not something in a trance, in a lost in a trance, but this is a the nightingales sing the truth of God. They sing the song of the truth of God. So or the gods. So the nightingales on earth, yeah, they sing and leave you in a beautiful trance. Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats. But it's something more. This is the truth, the very truth of the gods, the truth of life. Philosophic numbers smooth. So they, the nightingales sing songs about philosophy, and you understand philosophy through the songs of the nightingales. Tales of golden histories of heaven and its mysteries. And the nightingales sing the stories of heaven, the stories of the mystery, the golden stories of the past of heaven. So here the nightingale is a metaphor for what the poet does on earth, because on earth the poems of the poets, they give us divine melodious truth. They give us philosophy. They give us tales of golden histories. They talk about heaven. So the nightingale in heaven does the same job as the poet on earth, but the nightingale at an elevated level, at another higher level. So there's this parallel between the nightingale in heaven and the poet, or the nightingale on earth. Thus ye live on high, and then on the earth ye live again. So you're living in heaven, but you also live again on earth, because you tell your stories, your poems, the things that you've told us live on. And the souls ye left behind you teach us here the way to find you. And you teach the people who you've left behind after your death the way to find to get to the Elysian fields, the way to become elevated, to become a wise and good person, where your other souls are joying, never slumbered, never cloying. So your poems, your work tells us how to join you in the Elysian fields, where you never have to sleep and you never cloy. To cloy is to be over sweet, to be too much, to go over the top. So you tell us how to reach nirvana, the Elysian fields, to heaven, where everything is beautiful, everything is wonderful, but it's not too happy, too good. It's just in the right amount. And here again, this is John Keats's thought about being too happy. Here your earthborn souls still speak to mortals of their little week. So here your soul, which was born on earth, still speaks to humans about the week that they've had, about their daily lives. You speak to the humans about their sorrows and their delights, their passions and their spites, the things that they despise, of their glory and of their shame. So your writings are singing to humans still on earth about all of these things, about what doth strengthen, what doth maim. So you're telling humans what makes them stronger. You're telling them what hurts them. Thus ye teach us every day wisdom, though fled far away. So every day you teach us knowledge. The departed poets, they teach us new things. Even though you have gone to heaven, you have gone to the Elysian fields. You're no longer physically with us, but through your work, through your poetry, through your stories, you are teaching us wisdom. You are teaching us how to live our lives. Bards of passion and of mirth, ye have left your souls on earth. Ye have left souls in heaven too, double lived in regions new. So this is the same as the beginning, except in the beginning it's a question. It says, have ye? Have ye souls in heaven too? But now it's a statement. It's saying that this is definitely true, that poets live on after their death, that through their work, through their poetry, they continue to exist. So this is the sonnet to the poets, ode to the poets by Keats.